So I got a call from one of the guys I was playing drums. The producer said, "Would you sing that song for me?" I said, "No, and I'm not going to sing German. I mean, it's just no. I'm whenever I'm singing my own song. Then, but I pay you a lot of money, and so I was paid very well as a session drummer. So money was not something, but it was really interesting, and he was not offering something ridiculous. And he said, "Okay, you should dance." I said, "No, I don't dance. I'm a musician, so I'm sitting in my drums, I'm singing." So make the long story short, then he said, "Hey, boy, you are Eastern European dreamer. You're a naive visionary. I know my wife is Eastern European, so I know that craziness that you guys always dreaming of something. You know what? You got 3.5 weeks my big studio if you sing that song for me, and then you can do whatever you want, a prog rock album, but no one really wants to hear." I said, "Deal done. I sing that for you. It doesn't matter what it is. I sing it for you, but I need your studio for 3 weeks." So this song became #1 and sold about 30,000 single copies a day, only in Germany, and then became a huge hit. Everywhere, part of America and UK, and Japan and Brazil and Australia. So make the long story short, I got locked into something what I was not even thinking ever serious. I just wanted to get this damn studio for 3.5 weeks for a program.
So that's the Dschingis Khan story.
Yeah. That's the crazy story behind that. So all of a sudden, a muso like me, who was a little bit a poet, a little bit a painter, but he was a prog rock muso, becomes a pop star. And he and if I was not planning anything, then I was not planning to become a pop star. So happens. Shit happens. So a bunch of gold and platinum records came along with that. But everything what you ever were reading about being the misery of being a pop star, it was there, So the gets ripped off and all this, but so the misery was happening. So I learned my lesson. So I went to the big record company boss, founder of BMG and Arista, said, "I can't do that. I mean, I'm a prog rocker. I'm a jazz rocker. So I'm just not a pop star kind of guy." And he said, "You know what? You do that, but if you do that for me, just 1.5 or max 2 years, then I'll take you to America." And this is something. Okay. Then again, it was like that 3.5 weeks of studio. That was again the promise. Yeah. As a prog rock guy, get to America.
Seems like a good trade.
Great. Yeah, it was a trade. My second time was a promising trade, but it's never worth taking that way a place. But at least he was taking me indeed to New York. And he introduced me in a couple of studios, and that's the way how I got to know Anthony Jackson, the fabulous bass player. And he introduced me to Ellie Meola, and then then he was introducing me to Michael Brecker, and then Randy came in. So this was one thing took to the other. Mike Stern, then I went over to LA and the Toto guys, and then Bob Kimball, and then I came back to London. I worked a lot with Nick Kershaw. And Mitch Ure of Alter Rocks and Howard Jones, so the Brit 80s artist.
Howard Jones.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'm a huge Howard Jones fan.
Yeah, it was a great guy, and also with Nick Van Eat of Cutting Crew. So then I'm back to America, and then with David Clayton Thomas of Blood, Sweat and Tears.
Blood, Sweat and Tears.
Wonderful, and that's one of the greatest singers. Then with Chaka Khan, and then I produced Lionel Richie, and then Disney came along, and I produced a couple of stuff, Atlantis and Mulan, and I wrote a couple of songs, and then they asked me to do as a musical director of Tarzan and then Brother Bear with Phil Collins, became friends, and so everything went on. And just middle of that, it's about 37 years ago or something, I bumped into a young girl. And she was second generation Hungarian, and fell in love. And I said, okay, I always wanted to have a family. So, but the family, a father has have a place to live, in a house, and not traveling between Los Angeles and New York and London and Munich, and back and forth. So, and I never had a Hungarian passport, so the Hungarians were not letting me out. They were not letting me in. So, so I was kind of remotely Hungarian in a way. And for that reason, because she became my wife, and we settled in Munich. Actually, Lake Starnberg, where I'm staying, I had our waterfront house, and about a mile away from here, I was building a huge studio. And all the record bosses were calling me and said, "You must be insane! I mean, all the big studios going down, and then you're building a huge studio with everything, big Bösendorfer and Hammond." I said, "Guys, don't worry about me. I mean, worry about yourself. I mean, I see that's what's happening to you, but don't worry about it." So, I'm a family guy. So in the meantime, all the Soulmates album were produced here by the Lake Starnberg. Everybody loves to come here. Also, Lionel Richie or Phil Collins, everyone came here, or Chaka Khan. So, it's a funny thing because I'm still a Hungarian guy, of course, and very, very much American-minded, living in nearby Munich, and probably one of the most beautiful spots of Europe, Lake Starnberg, in the Alpine area. This is beautiful here, and all the Americans are coming to me, and we just released the first time in America an album, this A Memory of Our Future, which I think is our best album, and it was so crazy because we were celebrating our 30th anniversary, the band. We were touring last year, and I just wrote because I had the feeling that music becomes again this phenomenon, this responsibility in a society. We are in a labyrinth of crises. That compass is lost, and we are living in a great divide, and the people are just starting to hate each other. And music is the greatest unifier. So I remember this as a kid, what we have learned from our grandfathers from Woodstock. That we have a huge responsibility, and this was resonating in me also what my father was saying, that talent is a responsibility. So I kept on writing like Blood in the Water, and there was Psychopedia, and We Stay Loud, and Enigma of Reason, and They Quit, and then Tony Carey sang, "Say, Leslie, I hate you. I desperately hate you." So what have I done? So you know what? You're writing songs now like you would be 22. They get so much power, so much energy, and so much to say about this crazy world we're living in, that we should just straight away after the tour, we should record it as it is. That's raw, And then I can't recall, but probably it was Aldi Molo Meister. One of the guys came up with a silly, first there was silly sounding question. "Leslie, you never sell anything. Do you have your old 2-inch tape machines in the cellar on the basement?"
I had questions come up about this, so I'm glad you're talking about it.
And I said, "Of course I have them. We sealed it in plastic, But in a very functioning moment, 20 or 25 years ago, I don't know. So back from the tour, go down to the basement, the sealed, wonderful machines. They look great. The real mechanics. So I call up the old engineers, everybody's retirement. So I said, "Guys, well, I need you for a couple of days to come in. So I put up into the studio elevator, bringing it up, and it was taking max 2 days to line up the machines, and they were working. We had to change a couple of things, and that was difficult to get tapes, and so it was an issue. But within a week we were up and running, and all of a sudden we were not having any MIDI arrangements. But normally, that everything is digital. You quickly program it, and then you play it. But you hear it before you play it, and of course you print out your sheets and all this. All of a sudden, nothing was like that. All of a sudden, pencil, writing, piano, acoustic guitar, brain work, and all the guys came and we love it, and we called it. This is a handwritten love letter to our audience instead of a text message.
That's accurate, because I was going to ask you how you guys achieved the sound and recording process you sought out on the record, because I was thinking to myself, there can't be many studios that could accomplish what you guys wanted to do, and I was going to ask you how you guys went about making that happen, and now it's all now I get it.
Imagine that we were getting together and we were not playing. We were just sitting around the piano with acoustic guitar and percussion and with the pencil and stand and said, okay, what about if we extend, instead of 8 bars, let's do 16 bars and let's make the modulation here. But they, can we try half tone lower? No, okay, this was so. It was like in the teenage times, and about 3 days long, only that. So not playing, just kind of reading rehearsal, we called it. That we just made it more precise and no arrangements in a traditional sense. Let's say in a modern world sense, that you program it and you print it out. And all of a sudden, everything was handwritten. That was a beautiful world back again. And then we all of a sudden, okay, we're done, and let's play. And then, funny, if you listen to the whole 80 minutes, then you will find out that we had the vision. I painted the cover, so the black swan, and we put it up on the wall. And we said, our listeners should have the feeling when they were listening to this 80 minutes, or they're coming to the concert, the black swan turns white again. We want to, paint a better picture of the world. So we should be the compass out of this labyrinth of crisis. And it was a stunning moment as the first track was recorded in the way it sounds, because all of a sudden, now an Eastern European is saying to you, who was hating limitations, I realized that limitations could be a great inspiration, because we had only one track for the guitar solo. And everybody had to play on that momentum. So no post-production, it went down like that.